How far would you go to uncover the truth, even knowing it might shatter your entire life? Before I begin, let me ask you something. How far would you go to discover the truth, even knowing it could burn your entire life to the ground? Hello, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. If it's your first time here, don't forget to hit subscribe and share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I always enjoy hearing from you. Now, let's begin. The phone vibrated quietly against the polished oak desk. Adrian looked up from his laptop, eyes strained from hours spent analyzing quarterly reports. He reached for the phone absent-mindedly, more out of habit than curiosity. One message. No contact name. No previous thread. It simply read, Redwood Tavern. Back corner booth. Come now if you want the truth. Adrian blinked, skeptical. No attachments, no emoji, no links. Nothing flashy. Just a direct summons. His first instinct. Wrong number. Some prank or scam. But something about it stopped him cold. The wording wasn't random. It was precise, deliberate. Come now if you want the truth. The phrase clawed into his mind, refusing to let go. His gut twisted before his brain even processed it fully. He knew. Somewhere deep down, he already knew this was about her, about Elise. Elise had told him she'd be at her mother's tonight. Just a quick visit, she'd said, in her usual breezy way. Nothing had seemed strange. Still, Adrian grabbed his keys without thinking. His pulse thundered as he drove through dim streets, the city's lights smearing across his windshield. Redwood Tavern. They had history there. Birthdays. Anniversaries. Countless shared memories toasted with wine and whispered laughter. But tonight, it stood like a dark monument to something else. Something broken. He parked a block away, staring at the warm glow inside the tavern. It looked normal. Quiet even. But he knew it wasn't. With practiced calm, Adrian slipped through the side entrance, moving unnoticed along the shadowed walls. He scanned the booths discreetly. And then, in the far corner, he saw her. Elise. She looked radiant, leaning in close to a man Adrian didn't recognize. Sharp suit, expensive watch, the kind of man who exuded control without even trying. They laughed easily, comfortably. It wasn't innocent. Adrian's stomach sank as he watched Elise touch the man's hand, laughing in that soft, familiar way. The way she used to laugh with him. Then she kissed him. Not a peck. Not an accident. A kiss full of intent. Adrian's heart clenched, but his hands didn't tremble. He simply lifted his phone and captured a single photo. One picture. That was all he needed. No shouting. No dramatic scene. He turned and walked out through the back, every step heavier than the last. His breath felt trapped in his chest. The night air hit him like ice. But before he could unlock his car, something made him glance back. Inside, the man, still holding Elise's hand, locked eyes with him. Direct, cold, calculated. Then he leaned toward Elise, whispering something. Elise froze, her smile vanishing instantly. Her eyes darted around the room in a panic, searching for him. She didn't see him. But Adrian saw everything he needed. This wasn't a coincidence. That message. It wasn't a warning. It was bait. Trap. The man wanted Adrian to see this. Adrian drove home in a fog. His mind raced, but his face remained expressionless. The house was untouched. Dinner plates waiting. Her favorite candle still burning. But something inside Adrian had shifted forever. He sat in silence, staring at their framed wedding photo. His phone buzzed. Message. From Elise. Cold. Clinical. I want a divorce. From here on, all communication will happen through attorneys only. No apology. No explanation. Just a line drawn through everything they had ever shared. Adrian didn't reply. He didn't cry. He simply sat there, numb as the truth settled in. By morning, Adrian had already contacted an attorney, a sharp, no-nonsense woman named Miranda Chase. She listened carefully, then gave him clear instructions. Give me everything. He handed her the photo, the message, the financial statements, every shared account. That same day, Adrian began closing the doors. He cancelled Elise's credit cards, locked her out of joint accounts, changed every password. Not out of revenge, but out of survival. Elise had made her choice. He was just following through. Within 2 days, her lawyer, a smug man named Damon Pierce, sent a formal letter demanding Adrian resume financial support for Elise. Miranda's response was brutal. She attached Elise's own message cutting off direct contact, then listed every transaction Adrian had ended, after her legal demand. Elise's camp tried spinning a sob story. Friends began calling Adrian, asking why he was being so harsh. Family members whispered behind his back, framing Elise as confused or lost. But Adrian didn't explain himself. He let them believe what they wanted. Meanwhile, Miranda dug deeper. And what she uncovered was worse than Adrian had feared. Elise had tried draining a forgotten joint account, one with enough savings to do real damage. She'd nearly succeeded, but Miranda caught it just in time. This wasn't a heartbroken wife seeking comfort. This was calculated. The divorce dragged on bitter and cold. Elise's lawyer painted her as a victim, abandoned and destitute. She claimed Adrian's coldness had driven her to infidelity. But Miranda dismantled their arguments piece by piece. The judge saw everything. Elise's own words cutting Adrian off, her attempted theft, and the premeditated betrayal caught on camera. Then came the smear campaign. Anonymous complaints appeared at Adrian's company. False allegations, whispered doubts about his character. Deals stalled. Partners grew wary. But Adrian stayed calm. Miranda helped him launch a full internal audit, clearing his name publicly and methodically. The attacks stopped, but not before Adrian realized who was behind them. Elise. She had been trying to destroy him from the shadows, targeting not just his heart, but everything he had built. In the final court hearing, Elise broke down sobbing, accusing Adrian of emotionally abandoning her. Miranda responded calmly, reading Elise's cold divorce message aloud in court, followed by evidence of her lies and theft. The judge's response was swift. Elise's current hardship is the direct result of her own actions, he ruled firmly. Adrian retained full ownership of his business, founded before their marriage. The judge even sanctioned Elise for her concealed property purchase, cutting her alimony to the bare minimum, just enough to survive. Elise's mask shattered completely. She left the courthouse alone, disgraced. Rumors spread fast. Later, a former acquaintance, someone who had known both Elise and Adrian socially, told Adrian everything over drinks. The man Elise had kissed. His name was Marcus Weller, a ruthless financial consultant with a reputation for seducing his clients' partners. Marcus had sent the anonymous message to Adrian on purpose. He wanted Adrian to catch them, believing it would push Adrian out of the picture and clear his path to Elise. But Marcus hadn't known Adrian's company was untouchable. He hadn't known Elise would walk away from the marriage empty-handed. When the truth hit Marcus, he disappeared, cutting ties with Elise completely, leaving her ruined and alone. Adrian didn't laugh at her downfall. He didn't celebrate. He simply walked away, quiet and steady. The man who had once believed in forever had become someone else. Calmer, sharper, stronger. And though the wounds lingered, he knew this much. He hadn't lost everything. He had only lost the illusion. And sometimes that's the hardest truth to face.